Hey everyone, welcome to Sauce's Best Catering. I am Chef Charlene Sauce, or to those of you familiar with me, Charlene the Shield. Please remember to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and soon on my blog we'll be offering a paid recipe section and also a teaching class via video that you can sign up for. But in the meantime, be sure to like and subscribe today to Sauce's Best Catering, and on YouTube you'll find me as Charlene Sauce. So, welcome! It's been a little while since I've seen you guys. I kind of took some time to myself just to get my thoughts together. Life got crazy, had some stuff going on. So, just getting these parsnips chopped. Now, you know what I love? Parsnips smell like lemon. It's the weirdest, craziest thing in the world, but they smell like lemon. It's just the most beautifully floral scent. So we're getting this ready because it is going to become part of our sauce. Now today we're going to be making squid ink pasta. Okay? So some of the things that are going to go in this sauce, we're going to use some spinach, some other powdered greens, some celery, and what else am I putting here? Some spinach, and then we're going to have seafood in here also. I wanted much nicer mussels and clams, but the store I went to today seemed to just be out of everything. I'm not sure why. So I got these boxes of mussels. I don't even know how much is in each part, but we're going to pray that there's enough in there to even make a decent sauce. I have no idea how much is in there. And I did get some pre-shucked oysters, some shrimp, and some salmon. We're going to bake the salmon first, and then we're just going to sear it at the end just to get a little caramelization on it. So when you're baking the salmon, you don't want to overcook it because it's going to hit more heat in that pan. So, yeah. So we're just doing this, getting this all chopped up to go in our sauce. And I don't want to overpower the taste with the parsnips. My assistant / daughter is having some kitchen drama. All is well though. These are pretty much equal thickness, even though not equal size. So hopefully they will still cook at pretty much the same speed. So I'm going to continue to chop vegetables, and I'll be back in a bit. Alright, so I am turning on the stove. I want the oil to get hot. I'm using olive oil right now. And we're going to put in a little bit of garlic because we want to season the oil. Spoon is too big, so we're just going to drop some in there. Actually, use the end. Alright? Like so. Mix it up in your oil. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to start roasting the vegetables that are going to go into the sauce. And that's going to consist of Brussels sprouts, some celery, some green onions, and I'm trying to remember, and some parsnip, which has the most aromatic, wonderfully lemony citrus smell in the world. Doesn't necessarily taste like it, but sure smells like it. I also want to add just a couple of squeezes of lemon juice in here. Fresh lemon juice is great, but this Italia lemon juice makes for a good thing too. So we got rosemary, garlic, a little lemon in here. We're also going to put just a few sprigs of fresh fennel in here. These are your aromatics. Like so. I want to see the minced garlic get a little brown to it before I lay the Brussels sprouts in there. So I'll be right back in a moment. Alright, so just showing you what I'm doing here. Let me lower this some so y'all can see. I'm laying the Brussels sprouts that I cut in half in the pan. I'm crowding the pan, which you normally don't want to do. That's frowned upon. But I don't mind crowding my pan with vegetables. Just don't crowd your pan with your meats because they won't cook properly. But with the vegetables, you know. Now I've got the heat turned down a little bit right now so I don't get the shit popped out of me from grease or oil. In this case, olive oil. It's not grease. I should say that properly. So after these have browned, that's when we'll add the other vegetables and we'll just stir it up and let them kind of all steam together. But these you kind of want to do face down on their own at first. Just like so, to get that good roasted Brussels sprout flavor in there. Just like so. Alright. And we're going to put our top back on. And I'll be back in a bit. Okay. So we've got those vegetables cooked down some. I just added some heavy cream. Now we're going to get into it. This sauce is going to consist of a lot of butter. Alright? So don't be shy with your butter. The whole sauce is pretty much built from the butter and the cream. And I know you're like, it's going to separate. There will be some separation. I'm not going to lie about that. But this is one of those recipes where it's more about a just rustic taste kind of thing. And so we want more lemon. We're going to get the other ingredients to put in here because there's a lot more going here than just what you see currently. There's already some garlic powder and smoked paprika in here. We got 3 sticks of butter. We use about this much of this because I'd already used this much earlier. So we use the rest of that. Rough measurement, sorry about that. So now what we're going to grab this is where it gets fun, guys. Hopefully none of this falls and breaks. That would piss me off. Lots of glass here. Alright. Well, one more thing we need. Okay. So the other thing we need is we're going to use just a few of these, but mainly the brine from these Greek Camellia olives. The brine is going to give that a really good flavor. Put a few of these in, but not too much, because a lot of people don't like olives, so you don't want to like overdo it. Just a few. All right. Maybe 3 tablespoons full, but no more than that. We're going to use some Badia Biscayne-based seafood seasoning. Y'all know normally it would be Old Bay, but they were out of it. Just a little bit of that. And this is Marsala cooking wine. This is the Americanized version. Alright. So, get my measuring cup. Taste everything when you're cooking with it. Good stuff. We're going to use 1 cup of that. Just 1 lovely cup. Because we got some other things that are going in here. So you don't need to overpower. Alright. And I am drinking a Yingling Black and Tan. One minute. My daughter is texting me. And I'm working too, so that's why my videos be taking so long, because wow, I forgot to push play. So we've got Greek Kalamata olives, and we just used the brine and about 2 spoonfuls of that from them. Then we poured in 1 cup of Marsala cooking wine. Now we've got 3 sticks of butter in there also, if you missed that, and all the vegetables we already roasted. So now, and you want to taste everything while you're cooking. So this is Greek vinaigrette. We're also going to use 1 cup total of that, and it's got garlic cloves in it. Look how beautiful. Oh, that's going to be delicious, y'all. Y'all just don't understand how excited I am to taste this. It's going to be crazy. I think my phone is running low on batteries, so it keeps trying to kick us out, but we're going to keep going. This is pesto. It's great if you can make your own. I didn't have time for that today, so this is traditional basil pesto from Classico. It's already got your olive oil in there. Give it a little tap. You get as much of that out as you can. Waste not, want not. And just going to mix all these items together like so. I don't salt till the end because things cook down and then they're too salty, so you want to give it a taste. That is really, really good. I mean, it's so good. I'm going to give it just some light salt for now, but not too much, because like I said, you know, you don't want to overdo with the salt. So we're just going to do this for now. And we're going to let that simmer on low. We're just going to cover that up. That is going to be delicious on this squid pasta, y'all. I can't tell you how excited I am. This is going to be good dinner tonight. So I'll be back in just a bit because we need to get ready to get our salmon together. All right, be back. All right, guys. So now we are on to our salmon. This is a salmon side, as that particular grocer calls it. To me, it's just a long extended salmon fillet. So we want to get it on our cutting board. You can leave the skin on, or you can take the skin off. I'm going to elect to leave the skin on. And now we're going to cut our fillets. And I'm going to need to get my scissors. It's much easier to get to the skin completely with these. And you want to make them equal sizes just so that it looks pretty on the plate. So you can score off your sections like so. And somebody's going to get a nice 2-piece down here. Alright, so alright, I'm back. I had to clear out some space on my phone. It was acting a little crazy. So now we're back. We left off with me sectioning off the salmon. And now we're just going to cut on through these like so. Try to make them equal sections. Your end, or the head area as we like to call it, is not going to be exactly the same size. That's going to create 2 smaller fillets, or you can leave it as 1 big. I'm going to go 2 small. Now the way we're going to prepare these is skin side down. We're going to oil the pan with olive oil. To season, of course, we're going to do a little salt, not too much, just a little salt. I use this fish spice. Y'all have seen me use this a few times over the year. I love the stuff. And next for some really, really good fish. So you want to get that on. Be as generous or as non-generous as you like. Your call. Alright. A little black ground pepper. You don't need too much, but you do want some pepper. To y'all, some of y'all is probably like, that's a lot. This ain't a lot to us. Alright. And then you're going to use some of the fish Monger seasoning also. Make sure your fish just has lots of seasoning and herbs and looks like you gave it some love, because it's going to go with a really, really, really flavorful dish, and so you don't want it to be bland. All right. And then the last component we're going to do is some thyme, dried thyme. And now I'm getting ready to oil my pan and get these baking. So I'll see you all in a bit. All right, guys, welcome back. Welcome back. So you can see the sauce. I want to show you something. Now, you're not going to put this on anyone's plate, but when you take vine tomatoes, put that stem in there. This is actually what people make tomato tea out of. It gives the flavor. So we've got some rough chopped tomatoes, and then we have whole cherry tomatoes in there. If you can see that, it's smelling so good. Remember, I put the olive brine in? Well, to further accentuate the taste of the squid ink pasta that's going to taste like the sea, you're going to take this shucked oyster brine and also add it to your sauce. My sauce has been simmering now, I don't know, close to 2 hours, I guess. And the longer you cook a sauce and the more you reduce it down, the stronger the flavors become. So we got the brine out of the oysters. I'm going to put these back in the fridge because at the very last moment, we're going to do a lot of what I call flashing in the pan. The salmon was baked. We're going to flash it in the pan, though, to get the skin even crispier and to caramelize it a little bit. In another pan, we're going to flash the mussels, the shrimp, and the oysters. And at the very, very, very last one, the oysters will never, ever, ever get added in with the rest of the sauce because there's not enough of them. They'll get lost. We just want to put a few of them on a plate. So we're going to have a few different pans going. But I just want to show you what I'm doing. Be back in a bit. Okay, so we're coming down the stretch. I've got my oysters in a pan here with some garlic, some smoked paprika, some olive oil, add a little lemon to them. Just a very slight drizzle of salt's already been put in there. And we put in some peppercorns. And we're just going to move these around for a while. And just getting all the flavors on them. And these are kind of just going to be a side item on the plate. Because there's not enough of them to actually include them in the actual sauce, and we want to make sure everyone gets a bite. So this is how you do that when things are like that. So you're just going to let them cook. It was up on high. I'm going to turn it down some because oysters are delicate. So this is still going. Let's see. I'm not sure exactly what time it is here. It's 3, so it's just about 6. I'm hoping to have dinner done by 7. So I'll be back in a few, guys. Guys, I'm sorry. I forgot to turn this on. I've already done a couple pieces. So we baked the salmon first. All we're doing now in a cast iron is getting that bottom layer of skin nice and cooked. That's it. Flash frying it. Literally probably a minute per piece, if that. Let me lower it so you can see what's going on here. A little better. Alright. This one's ready to come out. Be as delicate as you can, but try not to break your fish. Steady hand, steady hand. Back onto the sheet. And that's pretty much what you're going to do here. And go underneath your sheet. Put it in your cast iron. Just a light coating of olive oil at the bottom of the pan. The frozen mussels are in their bags and going. Everything else is done. The shrimp and the tomatoes were added to the sauce. The water is getting ready to boil for our squid ink pasta. I ordered my squid ink pasta from this artisan Italian grocery market in New Jersey, where I get a lot of my other pastas. My goal is to make my own squid ink pasta, but I do not have squid ink here at the house currently. So today, that's the way we're doing it. So just wanted to show you this, and I'll be back in a bit. Thanks. All right, so just showing you how my butter, wine, and seafood sauce has turned out. We got those mussels and that shrimp added, and just look at this. Just all this goodness is gonna be so good. Be back soon. All right, guys, so here we have the squid ink pasta in the plate. And now we're gonna start putting our toppings on it. thing we want, definitely, is some of this delicious sauce. And the sauce contains mussels, shrimp, tomatoes, a few other vegetables, all of which will be notated for your viewing pleasure in my blog. I'm gonna get one more piece of tomato because you want color, you know? So I'm gonna try to organize this so you can see the pasta better in the pic. Clean chef's towel, fresh out the pack. Clean up your plating. This sauce is nicely made with like wine and garlic and butter. And then, okay, so here you have it. Let me lower it down some more so you can see better. We have that beautiful squid ink pasta. We have smoked oysters. We have mussels. We have shrimp. We have this nice crispy skin seared salmon. Beautiful dish. Gonna get an overhead view of it for you guys. All right, here we have it. That beautiful squid ink pasta. Nice crispy skin seared salmon, shrimp, mussels, 2 shucked smoked oysters, beautiful tomatoes, and a beautiful wine and butter garlic sauce. Mmm.